All right, YouTube, just a quick one today. I had a thought. I'm here, what is it, about 7:30 in the morning. By the way, it was my birthday yesterday, so I wasn't on YouTube, out with friends, family, that kind of thing. We had Labor Day, it was Labor Day, my birthday, it was cool. So, I kind of took a day off. But my question, I kind of want to touch base really with the Canelo fans out there. What would it do, or what would it take for you to become a Gennady Golovkin fan? Right? And, I could compare resume to resume. You could say, well, he needs to do what Canelo did. But, I don't want to take that road because it's too easy. It's too easy for me to say, well, oh, now come on now. Look at Kirkland. Look at Cotto. Look at Mosley. Look at Angulo. Look at this. Look at that. I don't want to do resume for resume. I mean, I guess that's probably important to a lot of you people out there. But my point is, I don't quite understand the hate, okay? I truthfully don't. Even with Lomachenko, I talked about this the other day. I don't understand the hate. I became a Gennady Golovkin fan probably about 2011, 2012, right? Back when, Proska, Rosado, Ashada, right? Macklin, okay? Those days, especially Curtis Stevens, you had the meme, Curtis gets knocked out, and he says, I'm going to F you up, Golovkin, and then Golovkin came, he laughed, came, knocked him out, that kind of thing. So I'm looking at it, Daniel Gill, Rubio, Murray, Willie Monroe Jr., David Lemieux, Dominic Wade, mandatory. I don't really like that fight, but it was a mandatory. If I recall, I forget what belt I was for. I know he had the WBC, WBA, and I think the IBF. Yeah, and I think Billy Joe Saunders had the WBO back then. So anyway, mandatory fight. But that's my question. I don't understand the hate. I truthfully don't. Gennady Golovkin, what is he, 30, 37 now? One loss. I mean, highest knockout percentage in middleweight history. I mean, he was neck and neck to break Bernard Hopkins' records. And here's the thing. If you compare Golovkin's record to Bernard Hopkins' record, it's really about the same. If you truly know your boxing, so to say, he's the bum slayer, cherry picker, that kind of thing, it's not true. I mean, there are a couple of questionable fights in my mind, for example, I don't understand why we got Vanez Martirosyan and not Sergey Darvyancheko back in the day, about a year and a half ago, and now we're getting Golovkin, Darvyancheko. Doesn't make any kind of sense to me at all, and to pull him up from another division. So look, I don't fully support Golovkin's resume, so I do get some of the criticism, but I don't get the hate or the bias or even the racism. I don't get all that. But of course, I mean, there are some questionable names on his resume, just like any other boxer. I mean, pick any boxer and it's going to be there, right? So that's kind of what I don't understand. Even with Canelo, I mean, we just went through it. You can look at his resume. Like I said, fighting Amir Khan, a career light welterweight. A couple of fights at welterweight. Like what was the point in that, to defend the WBC and then vacate, right? To get the WBC from Miguel Cotto and then vacate. So look, they all have marks, but I think if you're going to compare the two, I would say, Golovkin, given the circumstances, has a better resume than Canelo. Sure, Canelo has better names, I mean, bigger star power, that kind of thing. But when you look at it, we're talking top tens, we're talking guys in their prime, we're talking, who they wanted to fight versus who they actually had to fight. You have to really break it down. But that's not what I'm here to do. The question I have is, what would it take for you to become a Golovkin fan? And based on your comments, I really want to make a follow-up video because I want to read the comments and I want to hear. What are you gonna tell me? Charlo? You got to fight Charlo? Well, it's nearly impossible, right? Who? Billy Joe Saunders? I mean, they tried. They tried, and then another criticism I have for Golovkin is, yes, I think we missed out on good quality matchups because of the whole Canelo thing, right? They were going after Canelo, so I think that we could have had that Billy Joe Saunders fight. We could have had a couple other fights that that didn't happen. So yes, like I said, there's criticism that I could offer. But I don't understand the level. It's like this hatred. I mean, people come onto my channel, and it's no big secret. My channel was, primarily built on Golovkin. I mean, a lot of Gennady Golovkin fans come here, because I've always supported Golovkin. But I also get a lot of hate on the channel. So it's just my question. What would it take for the Canelo fan, or forget if you're a Canelo fan, for the boxing fan to become a Golovkin fan? Now his time is limited. He's got to deal with his own. What does he have? 4 or 5 fights left, if he even makes it that far. So what's it going to take? I mean, if he go, like, let's say he ends his career on a bang, right? He goes out on with just an outstanding career, ending resume. Would that do it? Like, what the hell is it going to take? And it may seem like a dumb question, but I truly want to know. I really want to know. And if you're okay, we can flip it, right? If you're a Canelo hater, right, or not even a hater, if you have a problem with Canelo, what could he do? Because here's the thing, you guys need to realize both of these guys are getting to the end of their career. I mean, Canelo 52 1-2. That's a lot of fights. Golovkin, with the Olympics and just an incredible amateur background and all of that. These guys aren't going to be around forever. So what's it going to take? So that's my question for the day. Leave it below.